Hi, and welcome to Division III Student Athlete Advisory Committee Mental and Physical Health Subcommittee podcast series. My name is Jamie Carfagna, and I am a cross-country and track and field student athlete at Muhlenberg College. I represent the Centennial Conference and the Landmark Conference on National SAAC. Today I'm here with Danny Robin and Caitlin Berman. How are you both doing today?
Good. How are you? Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Of course. So I just want to get to know you guys as student athletes. So if you guys can just let me know your year, what sport you play, your major, your intended career, and your involvements on campus. If you want to go first, Caitlin.
Hi, my name is Caitlin Berman. I'm a senior, so I'm class of 2025. I play softball. I'm a first baseman. I am a double major in both biology and psychology on the pre-health track. I would like to go to graduate school after Muhlenberg, hopefully for occupational therapy. And then some of the things I'm involved in on campus, I'm an orientation leader for the incoming first years. I'm co-president of Head in the Game with Danny, and I'm currently conducting biology research under a professor here.
Amazing. Danny?
Hi, my name is Danny Robin. I am a senior as well, a psychology major. I'm also on the softball team. I play infield. As Caitlin said, we are co-presidents of Head in the Game. I'm also a part of MALT, which is the Muhlenberg Athletic Leadership Team, and SAAC, which is the Psychology Honor Society. And after graduation, I plan to get my master's and PhD in sports psychology and hopefully become a mental health counselor, specifically within athletics.
Okay, amazing. Thank you guys for sharing. So I just want to know, what are your favorite parts about being a D3 athlete? I know there's so much because you guys can be so involved on campus and also have such a crazy schedule, like we all know.
Sure. Yeah, I could go first. I think that being a D3 athlete is awesome because you get the opportunity to play the sport that you love while still being involved in so many things. Like you heard, Caitlin and I are involved in numerous amounts of things, and I don't think at the D1 level you would be able to do that.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Danny. D3 kind of presents you the opportunity to continue building the type of person that you want to be inside your sport and outside of your sport. Like Danny kind of said, we're both involved in so much, and we know so many other student athletes here at Muhlenberg that are so involved in such a wide variety of activities and clubs outside of athletics on campus. And I think that's really unique to D3, and specifically within Muhlenberg, just being involved in things outside of your sport is really highly encouraged by by coaches as well as our athletic directors and just professors on campus. It's really cool to see what we can do outside of our sport for sure.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
totally agree with that. So the next thing I kind of wanted to talk about is while you've been involved in so many things as an athlete, specifically what opportunities have you had to acknowledge with the mental and physical health side of things?
I think coming into college, I had been involved in some groups in high school that were kind of mental health specific, so I knew I wanted to continue my passion and interest for mental health inside and outside of athletics at Muhlenberg. And by finding the group Head in the Game, which is a student athlete mental health advocacy group, Danny and I knew right away we both have similar interests in this. We knew we wanted to be a part of it, and we're so glad that we did because it kind of just allows for us to have an outlet and a really supportive community of student athletes that are kind of just vulnerable and share what they would like to share about their mental and physical health outside of their teammates. We have a really cool community of people that come out. And then outside of Head in the Game, we have our coaches that are really supportive of our mental and physical health. I know our softball coach in specific, she's been incredible about making sure that we are people outside of our sport and we take care of our physical and mental health. We go down to the trainer, we go and talk about what we need to talk about with her when we need to. And I think that if it weren't for Muhlenberg, I don't know if I would feel as comfortable as I am in talking about those things.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It wasn't something that was talked about too much in my high school. Unlike Caitlin, I didn't really have those opportunities to be so involved within mental health, specifically in athletes. So being a part of Head in the Game has been truly an amazing experience. Like Caitlin said, it just opens up a whole new community, and it's really nice to hear other athletes talk about the struggles that they have, that pretty much every athlete has. It's a very universal experience. And I think another awesome thing that Muhlenberg does, which I think a lot of campuses do as well, is do the green out games. So playing in those and like seeing other people really get into like wearing green ribbon and green shoelaces and stuff is really awesome. Especially on our team, we have a good culture when it comes to mental health, and we all support each other, which is something that I haven't really seen before college.
Thank you for sharing that. If you guys could just give a brief explanation of what Head in the Game is, because I know I brought it up at certain meetings and everyone's like, oh my God, what is that? So like it's so unique to our school and so many people have been so like invested in it. So if you could just give a brief explanation of what it is.
Yeah, so basically it started right before COVID. A golf athlete here, Joel Hark, shout out Joel, and Nat, created this club, and it started out pretty small, and also it was during COVID, so it was a little funky, but then it just took off from there. We have different speakers come in, and members of the e-board will do presentations on things that they're passionate about within athletics and mental health in athletics. So we talk about perfectionism, identity, substance use, injuries, all sorts of things like that, and we really just come together as a community to acknowledge the struggles that all student athletes face and talk about them together, which is definitely something I don't think any other school really has something like it. So I'm really proud of Muhlenberg for putting something like this on campus.
Something that's been so special that Danny and I have been fortunate enough to see over our time here at Muhlenberg is just the growing community within Head in the Game. We feel like every year we see more and more people, more and more male and female athletes joining the club, and we're super grateful that people feel compelled to share their stories or compelled to share their struggles and their triumphs within their athletics or even outside of athletics within the group. It's really just been an awesome community. We do talk about some pretty heavy topics, but then we also have some fun. We do some pretty lighthearted yoga, coloring. We like to keep the club interesting, and we've really seen good results by doing that.
Yeah.
Awesome. So lastly, I kind of want to talk about is like if there's a specific person in your life that has changed the way you think about mental, physical health, or a certain event, and how have you grown throughout your athletic career in your mental and physical health? I know that's a pretty hefty question, but
I would say first thing that pops into my head is my junior year, I tore my labrum in my shoulder, and it was probably one of the toughest things I've ever had to go through when it came to my athletic career because I'd never really been hurt before. I'd never had a surgery that major before. So it allowed for me to take a step back in athletics and kind of respect my mental health more than I had been. I finally decided to take the time to take care of my mental health, even though I had been a part of Head in the Game. It finally allowed for me to practice what I'd been preaching, kind of find this version of myself that I hadn't really had the time to find with the hectic softball schedule. And because of it, I feel like I've become a more mature and more conscious softball player and person overall. I feel like I've been able to kind of find a part of myself that understands that one day the sport is going to end and I'm going to have to find my identity outside of the sport. And I'm, as tough as the surgery and the recovery process was, I'm thankful for it in the way that it's allowed for me to grow as a person and as an athlete.
Perfect. Thank you so much for sharing, Danny.
Yeah, I'd say in terms of people who have changed the way I think about mental health, definitely my parents. I also got surgery my sophomore year, and my parents were willing to do whatever it took to like find the best doctors, not only for my physical health, but also for my mental health, which is super awesome. And I know that not everyone really has the opportunity to do that. So having supportive people in my corner during this very difficult time had really made it easy for me to take care of myself mentally, which I'm super grateful for. And in turn, like even though, like Caitlin said, the surgery was a tough thing to go through, I think it has made me a stronger person, yes, physically, but also mentally. And I've definitely found more things that I'm passionate about that don't relate to softball because, again, like Caitlin said, it's going to end one day, and it's important to find other things that you love, which I think the surgery did allow me to do.
Perfect, thank you. And before we wrap it up, do both of you have any advice to other student athletes, either incoming freshmen or just athletes in general, about physical and mental health, or especially you guys being presidents of Head in the Game and knowing so much about it, like leaving a last little impression before we sign off?
Yeah, I'd say, honestly, just have fun and enjoy playing the game with your friends because at the end of the day, it's just the game, and these are your best friends, and it's the sport you've been playing your whole life. So you might as well enjoy it because there's no point in playing if you don't enjoy it.
I agree with Danny, and something I would add on top of that is take care of your mind the same way that you take care of an injury. If you have a physical injury and need to take time to rest, take care of your mind. If you're having a bad mental health day or just a rough time in general, take that time for yourself and get back to where you want to be. I love just have fun. It's true. If you're coming into college or if you're just playing your sport in general, enjoy the little moments, enjoy the time with your friends, because these are some people that are going to stick around for a really long time. And it's because of the sport that you guys have been brought together. So just have a good time with it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining today. I really appreciate you guys being here.
Thank you, Jamie.
Thank you, Jamie.